we're going to go over a 5-1 rotation on how to switch to your position. Our setter is in the serving position number 1 in the back right part on the court with the blue square. Our M is for middle. Our left is for our 2 outside hitters, and a right hitter and our other middle playing in the back. When we are serving, our server drops off the court and we can stack in the middle. Our middle takes their position in the front at the net, and then our other 2 players will stack in order behind the middle, ready to switch when she serves the ball. The back row can do the same thing. They will stack in the middle, getting ready to switch in the back row as soon as our server serves the ball. Once the serve is over the net, we switch to our playing positions. And that's what it looks like. Setter comes back on the court. So now we play in our position during the rally. Play left, plays left, and our right side hitters play on the right side. And our middles play front and back middle. On a dead ball, everybody will go back home. Middle goes back to the front right. Our front right goes back to the left side and to their opposite positions of the same player on the opposite side of the court. So 2 middles, our 2 lefts, and our 2 rights are back home in their opposite positions. Now that we lost the serve and the other team is serving, we are on serve receive now. You have to remember 3 things. First, the setter pushes up. This is our setter. She's going to push up the middle. That means that we lost the position in the back, so everybody slides over so that we can drop back a hitter to help pass for the serve receive. Once the serve is over and the pass is made, our hitter comes back up so that they can be set by the setter to hit the ball. And then once we hit the ball over, now everybody switches to their playing position. Our setter will drop back. Our left will switch to the back left. Our front left will switch to the front left position. Our right will go to the right, and our middle will go to the middle. And that's what that looks like while they're playing their rally after the ball goes over, until there's a dead ball. Now that there's a dead ball, we will go back home, and our middle back to the front right. Find their opposites, and check your opposites. 2 lefts, 2 middles. Now we can rotate, and the serve comes back onto our side of the court. So once we rotate, we now have our middle going back to serve, and we have another middle coming up to play front row. The middle will drop off the back of the court, so they're no longer on the court. You don't have to worry about overlapping with the server. So our right side setter in the back row can go ahead and get into her playing position. She doesn't have to worry about overlapping with the server off the court. Our left is already in their playing position. And so when we are on serve, I have a note here for you. On serve, everybody stacks in the middle. So our middle takes their position, and our right and our left get ready to switch. And so once the server serves the ball, everybody switches to their playing position. And the middle will come right into their position once they serve. So they play their position during the rally until the next dead ball. Once there is a dead ball, we will go back home. The server was just our middle, so they go back to the back right. And then our back right goes back. Left goes back to her home position. And we should be able to check for our opposites. 2 rights, 2 middles, 2 lefts. So now the serve goes to the other side of the court. Put the serving magnet on that side to show us that we are in serve receive now. Here's our notes. Serve receive. Three things happen. First, our setter is going to push up. Here's our setter with the blue square. Setter's going to push up. That allows everybody to slide over in the back row to make room for our hitter pushing back. And once we're ready to receive the ball, we remember we don't switch until the ball goes over on serve receive. So once the pass is made, our middle, it dropped back, front middle, they're going to slide back up so they can hit the ball if the setter sets to them. And then once the ball goes over, everybody will switch quickly. Our setter will drop back into the back row, and everybody else will switch to their position quickly. That's what it looks like when they're playing their position during the rally. Until there's a dead ball. Once there's a dead ball, everybody goes back home. Our middle was our last server, so I know she's in the back right position. And everybody checks for their opposites. Two lefts, two rights, two middles opposite each other. Now that we side it out, ball serve comes to our side of the court, we can rotate. Now we have a left coming back to serve, and that means we have a left over here coming up to the front row. And so we still should have our opposites across court from each other as we're getting ready to serve. Our server will drop off the back of the court so they don't have to worry about overlapping with her, and everybody else on serve, right here's our notes, will stack in the middle. So we just so happen to have everybody in their correct position in the front row. In the back row, the right side setter is going to stack right behind this middle back until the serve is made. As soon as the server serves the ball, we can switch to our playing position, and the server will come right onto the court directly to their position, and they will play the rally in their position until the next dead ball. On the dead ball, everybody will go home. Our left was just our last server, so I know she's in the back right position, and everybody else checks for their opposites. So now the serve goes to the other side of the court, and we are called serve receive. Here's our notes. Three things happen. Our setter with the blue square is going to push up. That everybody slides over to make room for our hitter, front right hitter, to push back until the pass is made. Once the pass is made, our hitter is going to come back up to the front row so they can hit. And then once the ball goes over, here's our note, we switch to our playing position when the ball goes over. So everybody will quickly switch. Our setter will return to the back row, and everybody will play in their position until the next dead ball. When there's a dead ball, everybody returns back to their position, their home position, so we can get ready to rotate. We check for opposites, and then we rotate. Now our right side hitter is coming back to serve, so that means our setter is coming up to the front row. So it changes a little bit because we don't have to push up or drop back because our setter's already in the front row. When we're serving, our server drops off the back of the court, and everybody else stacks in the middle. There's our notes. So the middle is going to take their position without overlapping the left, and the right side is going to stack in order without overlapping until the server serves the ball. Our middle and our left will do the same thing. They will stack in the middle and wait till the server serves the ball. As soon as the ball is touched by the server, everybody will switch to their position and play in their position until the next dead ball. Once there's a dead ball, everybody will return home. And they will check for their opposites. And then the serve goes to the other side of the court. Now we're back on serve receive. And so three things will happen. Our setter pushes up, which she's already in the front row, so we don't have to drop anybody back. But we have to remember not to switch until the ball goes over. So on serve receive, when the setter's in the front row, we have 3 passers already in the back row. And our front row players just help pass the short serves, so that makes room for our setter in the front row to slide across to take the pass and set the ball. So once the serve is sent over, our setter gets in position and takes the pass and sets a hitter. And once the ball is over, then everybody will switch to their position quickly. And the setter will play front row in this position until the next dead ball. Once there's a dead ball, everybody will go home. And we will check for opposites before we rotate. Check for opposites, and that's our serve. So now we can rotate our left hitter back to serve, and that brings another left hitter up in the front row. Once our left hitter drops off the court to serve, we don't have to worry about the overlap with her. So our right player, back right position player, can go right to their position, and the middle can slide over. There's no overlap. The front row will stack behind the middle, and so they stay in this order until the server serves the ball. Once the server touches the ball, we can switch to position and play the rally in our position until the next dead ball. On the next dead ball, we will go home and check for opposites. And then we become on serve receive. And the only thing we have to worry about, because our setter's in the front row now, is only to wait to switch until the ball goes over. So once the pass is made, the setter will get into their position and set one of the hitters, and once the ball goes over, then we can switch to our playing position quickly and play out the rally in our position until the next dead ball. Once there's a dead ball, we will go home and we will check for our opposites. We'll check for our opposites, and then we can rotate so our setter can come back and serve again. And we've had a complete rotation all the way around the court, showing a 5-1 rotation with one setter all the way around the court.